Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to LTQ Wrestling Podcast. Tonight, SmackDown is officially in the books. Was the greatest SmackDown of all time? Absolutely not. Just felt like a show they just did to get out of the way. Not much of really importance happened on this show. Maybe you guys disagree with that. We're all entitled to our opinion. But to me, not really anything that if you missed the show, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I got to go back and watch that. There was none of that on this show. It was just a SmackDown. And Solo kicked off the show. He's hyping his match against Roman Reigns for the January 6th debut on Netflix, talking about how neither one of them are going to have any of their bloodline at ringside. It's a 1v1 to see who the real tribal chief is, who gets to wear the Ula Fala, all that. And he pretty much hypes that up. The crowd was, chanting "What" at him a lot. He was getting a lot of heel heat. Solo's done a great job in this heel role. I think he's really settled into it. He's a whole lot better than what he was really 6-7 months ago. And Drew McIntyre comes out. And Drew is in between because he respects Solo for standing up to Roman Reigns, but he also hates Solo for costing him the WWE Championship. So he's a little bit in between. He's saying, does it ever keep you up at night thinking, when is Drew McIntyre going to take me out and all that? And Drew's goal, his hit list is all the OG Bloodline members. And he says, listen, you need to take out Roman Reigns for good on the Netflix premiere, and then me and you will handle our unfinished business. So we're definitely going to get a Drew McIntyre and Solo feud down the line. I'm ready for that. Drew McIntyre is all business right now. He's mad at everybody. And again, him, KO, and Rollins all have the same really way of complaining or really reasons to complain. They've all been screwed in their minds in their own way, and they really have valid points. And Drew McIntyre is not going to stop until he takes out every OG Bloodline member, and then he will eventually go after Solo. So very good opening segment. Jimmy Uso attacks Drew, and then LA Knight, Andrade, and Apollo Crews come out. They get into a brawl with the Bloodline. That sets up the 3v3 tag team match. And that's what happened next. And the 3v3 tag team match wasn't, too bad. It went on a while. Solo ends up hitting the Samoan spike on Apollo Crews, gets the win, 1, 2, 3. Not really anything shocking in this match. Some good action, but the result we all pretty much expected. We had Kevin Owens pretty much saying he hasn't snapped yet. Just because he did that package pile driver to Cody, that was not even him snapping. And when he eventually snaps, it's pretty much what happens next is on all of them, on all of you, the creative, the referees, Cody. They're all to blame for this. And KO feels like he's the rightful champion and he's going to hold that title. And that's pretty much the end of that segment. And KO's been doing a hell of a job as a heel. I've really been enjoying this KO. And it's good to see him back in the main event scene, really just as a heel. And we'll have to see what's next for KO. Probably him and Cody one more time, if I had to guess. But after that, who knows what's next. We had the Grayson Waller effect. And this was just really a pointless segment to set up him and Carmelo Hayes. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are out there. They invite Braun Strowman out. They make a few jokes talking about how, Theory and Waller talk about how they should form an alliance with Strowman. Strowman says no. Out comes Carmelo Hayes. He's talking about how he wasn't really ready last week. He wants his rematch now. So him and Braun have another match. Went a little bit longer than the match last week, thank goodness. And they fight outside the ring. And Carmelo gets in at the count of 9. Strowman's unable to beat the count. And Carmelo Hayes gets the win via count out. So he gets a win here. And good for Carmelo Hayes. I was really scared that they were going to have him lose again to Braun Strowman. And yes, it's a count out victory, but a victory is a victory. So good win for him there. We had Gargano against Alex Shelley. Nothing really spectacular here. Gargano wins by a heel roll up, and that's the end of that match. The crowd was not into that match at all. And I mean, what can you say? The tag titles just aren't really that important to a lot of fans. They really haven't been in a minute, and it's really hard to care about a lot of these tag teams. And I don't know. Gargano and Ciampa on the main roster is just something that isn't clicking. I don't know if it's just they don't really have a lot of character. I know a lot of fans think Gargano's bland. He doesn't really have a lot of character to him or personality. Maybe that's why. I'm a huge Motor City Machine Guns fan, but what's going to be next for them? Are they going to be another veteran tag team that takes losses all the time? We'll have to see. The main event, Nia Jax and Candice LeRae against Naomi and Bianca Belair for the women's tag team titles. Not a very good main event. I mean, I can't really say too much about this match. I mean, Nia Jax got busted open, and she was busted open really bad. Tiffany Stratton came out. A lot of fans are hoping she's going to cash in at this point. I don't even know what to say about her cashing in. They always tease it like every single night now, so I'm just kind of like over at this point. But Naomi hits her finisher on Candice LeRae, gets the win. Her and Belair retain. And that's really the show. I mean, not really a lot of spectacular moments on this show. I think the main event could have been a lot better. And that's this week's SmackDown. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Summer Tonight's SmackDown. Make sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling content we upload every week. Peace.